Hi everyone, I'm Jamonica and this is prayreadplan. Today I wanted to share what we used this homeschooling year. You can check out my previous homeschooling video about homeschooling while working full-time. So I'm going to show you the resources we used to homeschool our 8-year-old and 9-year-old, so 2nd grade and 4th grade. Okay, so we started the year using the Brain Quest workbook for my 4th grader and then this School Zone Big 2nd grade workbook for my 2nd grader. Out of these two, this one is definitely my favorite. I've always loved the Brain Quest workbooks. The only thing with workbooks like this, like both of them, is that they don't really stay on, they're not mastery basically. So I mean, they're Common Core, but they don't, like, you need to supplement with something else basically. And we did, but yeah, they were using these. I love the Brain Quest workbooks. I feel like they're always right on grade level for my girls, at least. They're on grade level for them. This one was a little below for my 2nd grader. I think if I would have gotten her the 2nd grade Brain Quest workbook, it would have been better. There was a reason I didn't buy it again. I think it was because she had kind of already done it during like a summer or something like that, and I didn't want her to have the exact same one. That's exactly why. She had done it already, so I chose to get this one. It's pretty easy, pretty simple, but these are what we used. I like these because they cover so many subjects, including social studies and science. I feel like I couldn't find a lot of workbooks that included social studies and science. So these are great. And what I really like about these, the brain boxes. So as you can see here, the brain box tells you, let me see if I can zoom in a bit. So the brain box just tells you the definitions. So let me go to a math page here. Greater than and less than. You have the brain box and it tells you what the symbols mean. On the multiplication, it tells you exactly how to do the multiplication steps. And it does that for division as well. So yeah, I like these. Brain Quest workbooks are great. So I like these, and I'm considering doing them again for this coming school year, but I'm just not quite sure yet. So once they finished those, we went on to these workbooks. So as you can see, they're just math, reading comprehension, English, and writing. They were, I think, a little below grade level in some areas, like in the reading, not reading really, but like English, it was like a little below the grade level. For math, it was on level for sure. They could have been a little more complex. Okay, so after they finished those, I decided to split up the subjects into different workbooks. So I got them these math basics. As you can see, for my 2nd grader, I got her the 3rd grade one. And then for my 4th grader, she's, like I said, she struggles in math. So I keep her on level. And this was not challenging for my 2nd grader at all. So I would say it's on the simpler side. The math was a little challenging for my 4th grader though, but only when it gets to the multiplication, division, and fractions, which is exactly the things that she needs to know in the 4th grade. So, and honestly, by the end of the year, she's still struggling in those areas. So we're going to work on that during the summer. Okay, and then we have spelling. So this is the first Spectrum workbook that I purchased for them. I purchased this kind of toward the beginning of the school year, actually. I really like these because I feel like they're very thorough. This is a 3rd grade one for her. All of her workbooks with Spectrum was 3rd grade. She is a little advanced. She always has been, and I think the reason she is because I've been teaching her just as long as I've been teaching her sister, and they've been learning the same thing, like even before they started school. So she got a little head start, if you will. But let's see. Let's go to the first. And this 3rd grade one was too easy for her. I think she's like maybe on a 5th grade level when it comes to spelling, and that's definitely where I'm gonna put her in next school year. But so it gives you the list and then you write it, and then there's a couple of lessons that you use those words. So you're not just learning how to spell them, but it's also vocabulary. So you're using them and you're learning what they mean, and sometimes there's like antonyms and synonyms and rhyming, and then there's always something to write out. This is misspelled words there. And then and then at some point you get a review. And so the review is going to take you through a couple of the lessons. And so a lot of times they don't remember exactly, so they have to just go back through and figure it out. And then also with this, I would give them a spelling test on their words. So they would just have, I would say the word and they would just have to write it down. But then on the review week, I would choose some words from each of the lessons, and then I would give them a verbal spelling test. So that's just, I'm saying the word and then they spell it without writing it down, because it's easier to know whether it's right or wrong when you see it on paper versus just spelling it from memory or sounding it out and spelling it that way. All right, and next is geography. Okay, so they both, I mean, geography is good. I feel like I have no complaints with the level of, I think spectrum is, it's on level, I think. It just depends on, you know, your kids and what levels they're on. So both of them were very happy with their geography lessons, and they really liked learning about a lot of the things. My fourth grader, she did kind of get a little frustrated with the amount of mapping. But I mean, that's geography. There's a lot of mapping, as you can see. So if your kid is not really into that, then this might not be for them. But yeah, it's a lot of mapping. Science. Now, my fourth grader loves science. That's her favorite subject. My second grader, her favorite subject is actually history. So some of the geography lessons she really liked when it goes into history, but she didn't really like the mapping either. For science, I really liked these. I think they're great. I love the Spectrum workbooks. During the last few months of school, I went ahead and added in these reading tests and math tests, keeping my second grader on the third grade level and my fourth grader on her fourth grade level. These were great because they were repetitive, and I really liked that. So like, here's an example of one. So it gives you the 4 tests. You have numeration and number concepts, geometry and measurement, problem solving and computation, and then they repeat. And so what I did with these were we would do the tests, I would grade them, and whatever they got wrong, we would sit and work through them really, really well and do practice questions and things like that so that they can really understand it. We would do that every single week, and so when they come back around, seeing them get a better grade lets me know that they did learn it. These were great. I would definitely do these again, but I don't know if that's really going to be necessary with the things I'm looking into for next school year. So those are the workbooks we used. We also used, I would print worksheets every week, 2 sets. One set was called Focus Packet or Focus Study or something like that I named this stuff myself. But that would be a packet of pages that I printed specifically because those are areas that they need to focus on more. Those are the areas that they need practice in. And then the other packet would just be a mixture. It would have it could have like a like some type of puzzle. It could have a coloring sheet in it, a science lesson, history on a specific person. Just random, all kind of subjects, but it was only 10 pages, and they would have to just do 2 per day to complete the whole packet. So we also used a journal. So this is the writing journal that we would use. This one is for my 4th grader, and I printed out some writing prompts, and I would just tell them to cut out the prompt and paste it to the page. I need them to write the date on it, and then they would do, they had another sheet where they could do like a, I was about to say a brain dump, but I can't think of what you call the thing now. It's like the thing with the circles. Brain map, writing map, story map, brain fart. But yeah, they would do that so they can write out their ideas, and then they would do the rough draft, which is this page here, and then the final draft. I think the final draft for this one was on another page because she ended up doing like 2 rough. Sometimes rough drafts you need more than one. But yeah, they would do the rough draft and the final draft, and sometimes the prompt was simply to draw a picture of something. Okay, so that the worksheets, the journal, what else did we do? The education.com. Education.com is where I would print all of the worksheets from. I ended up getting a premium subscription to education.com because I really wanted them to utilize the learning app on there, which is called Brainsy, and Brainsy is excellent. So I started my my second grader on her grade level, second grade, and she went up to third grade before the year was over. So she did second grade. And I let her go down to first grade and then up to third grade, and she completed all of that. My fourth grader, she only did fourth grade. There was some things she was struggling on, but the thing about it is I can see how she did, and we would work on those particular things together. And there's games in there. It's really fun, and it's super educational. Some things are kind of challenging, but it's awesome. Overall, it's awesome. And it just tells you, it gives you suggestions on worksheets that you can print out to help your kids with specific skills based on how they did on Brainsy. So it's awesome. I think I'm gonna go a different route this year. I did cancel my subscription, but I'll keep that in my mind because it was really, really good. And there's I think it goes up to 5th grade, so if I did want to do it again, we can. And yeah, that's mostly all of our resources that we use this year. Movies and things like that. Like for Black History Month, we watched so many movies, and I printed out specific pages that they had to like answer questions about the people we watched, and it was great. That was a fun time. I think this coming school year, since I learned so much from this school year, we're definitely going to do way less workbooks. It's going to be fun. I have a lot of fun plans for this school year, and I'm excited to share that with you guys. Thank you so much for watching this video, and as always, enjoy your day. Bye.